Hello everyone, my name is Marina Delmotte. I am a HR professional passionate about international careers and job search in Europe. Welcome to my channel. I'm sure that you have heard these kind of stories when people land a job of their dream thanks to recruitment agencies. And you asked yourself, but how should I approach it? So today I decided to invite Inna, who has more than 20 years of professional experience working in recruitment agencies, who can answer all questions that you would like to answer, as how to start conversations with recruitment agencies, how to choose right one, how to communicate your experience in CV for them, or how to speak with them about salaries. So everything you would like to ask Inna, you will hear today in this video. So let's start by introducing Inna. Inna, tell me more about your professional experience.
Well, with pleasure. Let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Ina Debytere. I've been working for recruitment agency since years, all in all, I would say 20 years. I started my career in the local agency. In that time, I was in Russia. And then I've been working for international agencies, for Kelly services, for more than 15 years. I was responsible for regional delivery across the country. Over the last couple of years, when I moved to France, I was managing a big RPO project. When RPO means when company is outsourcing the whole recruitment function to external provider. So I was managing this project for Caterpillar. In other words, I was responsible for the whole recruitment function for this particular client, in Europe, in Asia, in United Arab Emirates. So this is basically my main experience that I gained from being part of recruitment agency and being the part of TA function as well. Now I'm at the part of GA group, and our target is to drive automated solutions to the customer. We are international team. So I cooperate closely with different clients all over the world.
Wow, so you are exactly the right person to discuss all nuances about recruitment agencies, I believe. So first, I want to ask you all questions that people usually ask about recruitment agencies. And first of all, do you believe that for job seekers, recruitment agencies could be useful in their job search process, as well as for companies when they are looking for the best profiles for their positions?
Well, first I wanted to start with quite a common knowledge that looking for a work is a work itself. So, and it's a hard work that requires a diligence, patience, assertiveness, and sometimes even creativity. And of course, it may take time. You need to mobilize yourself to use every possible opportunity, every possible way to get what you want. And agencies can be considered as a part of this work. So this is why collaborating with agencies can be beneficial for several of reasons. First, agencies can have often can have an exclusive hidden access to job market. You know perfectly that not all openings are advertised. So they may have a direct contact with the client, with the companies, with the hiring managers, employees, and that might be beneficial when you seek for a job. Then they can provide you with some substantial support when it comes to interview stage. They can give you the overview of the labor market, what might be important for you when you are a job seeker. They can share some salary expectations, market background. All that stuff may be really may be considered to be a crucial one when you have have to seek for the job. And of course, agency can support you along the way, being your best partner in your international or local search.
Okay, and how to find right agency? I just Google recruitment agencies in, I don't know, France,
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands, UK. Could you explain what types of agencies exist and how to make a right choice?
Mm-hmm. Well, there are different types of recruitment agency. First, I would say there are generalist agencies that handle various industries and roles. Main players like Adecco, Manpower, GI Group as well. Then we have specialist and niche specific sectors agencies, which can be focused on some specific roles like IT agencies or engineering energies, very specific ones. And then we have a temporary and contract staffing agency. Uh, we can call them interim agency as well, which are mostly focused on providing temporary solutions. So the question is how to choose the best partner, the best agency that fits your expectations. I would start first with making a research of the right specialization to ensure it aligns with your particular field. Then I would probably ask some recommendations in my network with my previous colleagues, my current colleagues, my just my close friends as well. It might be also beneficial to have their insight on that. And I would also keep an eye on LinkedIn as well, because this is the space where all agencies are sending their messages to the huge public. So I would consider their communication style and responsiveness, just to then check their LinkedIn and web page presence to be sure that I did the right choice to approach this particular agency or this particular agency. Hopefully, in the era of internet, we have so many help and support that can bring us some insights on how we can approach the right agency.
So in this case, in LinkedIn, you mean I can do, for example, a search by industry, for example, recruitment agency, pharma, or by role, for example, recruitment agency, marketing, France.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you can try with some keywords depending on what location you target, what industry and specialization you target, and you will see the list of potential agency main players that are recognized in the market.
Yes, and also I think that it's important about this difference depending on the role, because we have like executive
Mm-hmm.
recruitment agencies, or in majority of cases they mix different practices. And if I'm top manager, or I'm like middle manager or expert, or I'm just starting my career after graduating from the school, could I target like the same ones, or there are some specificities also around there?
I would say if you are junior, I would target some main players, generalist agencies. Because inside agencies, normally recruiters are specialized. There are some recruiters who are specialized in finance, in IT, in engineering. So, and the target is to find the right person to go. And if you are experienced enough, it's better to have the right contact first within these agencies as well, but also with, as you mentioned, with exec agency. Because if you think that you are superior enough to target some superior roles, senior roles. It's better to have to be in a close connection with those recruiters and hunters who work for executive search agency. This is a great network that you can set up in your way to find the best new role for you.
And for example, in G Group, do you have executive team who is hiring executive team members as well as professionals, middle, right, as well as juniors?
Yes, in our company, we have lots of brands and structures under the same umbrella, which is called G Group. But we have specific groups of recruiters and consultants who are focused on senior roles. There's a brand here which is called Visor. Visor Group, which is recognized globally. We have Visor in China, in Europe, and in plenty of countries. And these are the group of consultants who take care of senior roles. So they are in a close contact with hiring managers, with clients. So these are the right person to go if it comes to any senior opportunities.
Yes. And I think that usually on websites of recruitment agencies, there is this information who is dedicated, who is like consultant, right? Who is dedicated to which industry or level of seniority.
Exactly. You may find this information either on a company website, but if not, still LinkedIn, that's the great place to seek and to find the right contact that you probably need to have. I know that quite senior executive consultants, they tend to post and share some interesting information about market trends. So you will see how active they are in LinkedIn. So you can approach them, asking for a meeting, for schedule a one-to-one with them, sharing your story, sharing your intentions, and then probably you will have some joint plan together with the agency how you can achieve your job targets.
Oh, it's very interesting. We will come back to that, how to build relationships with them. But I would ask here, coming back to this, like I'm entered in the site. On the site, I can find person who is dedicated to my industry or field. And then also there is a section where I can find open positions that a recruitment agency is hiring on. And then, but if it's open position, I can apply, it's clear. If there is no open position, how to approach this? Because me, for example, in my career consulting, I tell my clients that you need every time to target your CV to the role. But here you can't you don't have particular role, and sometimes you can be, as for example, I don't know, marketing professionals, sometimes they're between commercialization, marketing, digital marketing strategy, brand management, and depending on the position, they can adapt their CV. So what to do if there is no open position, if there is the sense to apply anyway, to write directly to recruiter, and also how to approach it if I'm writing directly to this person.
Well, again, looking for a job, seeking for a job is the work itself. So it requires a proactive approach. So I would suggest to approach, to reach out to the right person in the agency, and to have a conversation with the right person within the agency, and to establish a, let's say, a proper strategy for your job seek journey. What I know, being inside recruitment agency for years, I know that recruiters, they do have their own talent pipelines. So if I am the recruiter who is specialized in finance roles, it's essential for me to have a candidate pipelines to develop my relationship with them. So this is why it's important to be put in this pipeline. I do remember that when I was a recruiter, I have a kind of 50 close candidates in my pipeline with whom I was in a daily, let's say, in a regular contact. If I had a question around around some company, or I needed to check some information on salaries, on markets, etc., I would definitely call to my close candidate to ask some question. This is why they are all recruiters. They are all interested in establish close relations with the proper candidate. And this is why when you are approaching recruiters, you should be ready to share your knowledge, your market knowledge, and you represent the market
Okay.
itself. So you can share your previous background, your connections, your understanding of your particular field and market, your probably salary, all things that might be beneficial for recruiter might be also beneficial for establishing your two-way, let's say, that's two-way journey for establishing relationships between you and the agency. So I think if you are ready to bring these insights into your conversations, you will be very well welcomed. Either you approach by LinkedIn or phone or email, doesn't matter. But the approach should be, I want to share some information from the market based on my experience.
Well, listen, it's really very interesting, and I think that it's important insight. So it's not, I think that they will ask anyway, maybe CV. So it doesn't really matter what is in CV exactly. It's more important what these additional information that you can give, how you can start communication, offering some insights or some your knowledges and propose to meet with these people. Okay, and so, but anyway, you know what I'm thinking now, but if, for example, you are changing location or industry, so it's not so easy because, or they can be also interested in insights about other markets or other industry. If I worked, for example, in Belgium, now I'm moving to France, I'm start searching for recruiters from agencies working in France. Do you think that it would be interesting for them to speak with me if I have no experience working in France?
Definitely, everyone is keen to know the global market trends. So if you move from Belgium to France, it may be really beneficial if you can bring some ideas on French market to Belgium market. We are all connected, I would say. So especially if you are moving inside European Union, that might be very interesting for recruiters who work on European in European scope. So I would definitely recommend you to use all your insights and knowledge to zoom in your conversations with your partners.
Okay, and if we will talk about CV,
Mm-hmm.
what are your, like, because I think that you've seen and you've sorted thousands and thousands of CV. What, like, what are your main tips, or maybe I don't know, what shocked you, what you don't like, you know? as a recruiter, when you see on CV, in what is really important for you to choose a person or to understand, background of the person and to be ready to speak?
Well, I would share some guidance with you with the pleasure. Well, first, I would suggest to be focused on so-called transferable skills applicable for various positions, like presentation skills, um, working with a Power BI, which might be applicable for numerous and multiple types of roles. This is a very important thing. So just think about that. Another one, use a summary statement in the very beginning of your message to highlight your career, your general career objectives. Just in the very top of your CV, include some specific statements, specific phrases that might resonate every recruiter that will get your CV. Another thing, very important, you always need to include some specific achievements with a measurable results. All figures and in figures related information resonates quickly with recruiters because it gives understanding and how keen you are in achieving targets, sales, or accomplishing some projects, etc. So be very keen on that. You can target your CV based on. You can tailor your CV based on your targeted industry. This is also very important thing. Be very specific. You can even have 2 or 3 tailored CVs. Depends on what industry you want to go. Another very technical thing, ideally your CV shouldn't be a huge masterpiece with lots of pages inside. I would suggest you to stick on 1-2 pages maximum, because normally recruiters, they do not have much time to go through all pages, and so if you want to capture their intention, just be very laconic and use 1-2 page maximum to capture their attention. I would suggest to use Canva as just an example of the modern format that you can use, not world format, but there are lots of, to be honest, there are lots of modern application now that can help you to design and to make it juicy, interesting to show, polished, and whatever. So just try to use this modern format as well. What else? I would maybe suggest to put some references on the bottom of your CV, which might also looks interesting for recruiters, just to understand how serious you are, how serious is your background. This is typically all that I can suggest, but the main thing maybe to finalize the topic is just apart from having the modern and juicy format, please think twice before putting your job responsibilities. Maybe it's better to transform your regular responsibilities into something interesting in order to sell your experience, because the idea is just your CV. It's just the cover page of you, and it's like a teaser. You need to send your teaser to the to recruiter to capture its attention so they can move forward, choose you to explore more about your experience. Just take it like that.
Yeah, but thank you so much for these tips. And also I have this question about ATS, applicant tracking systems. How do you think how many recruitment agencies are using them? Because in internet there are a lot of information that you need to, adapt your CV with keywords for this like machine learning to screen a CV, or you think that in majority of cases it's done manually by recruiters?
Well, that's a great question. I think that majority of agencies, they do have quite strong ATS, applicant tracking system, which are able to recognize almost all formats of CVs. They invest a lot in modern technologies and tools, and ATS is just one of the main technologies that agencies and companies, employees itself, they can do use at the moment. I heard that there are some ATS which do not recognize Word format because they are very updated, very modern. They can recognize only Canvas, etc. So it might be a case, but anyway, if you have doubts, if your CVs has been processed enough, you can double check, you can send some emails, some reach outs to check if an agency gets your CV and was able to go through all details.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And okay, so in this case, we send CV, then follow up mail asking is everything is all right, and then we can have two different types of meetings, or it's interview if it's a concrete position that I'm applying on, or it can be like this meeting where we just need to like meet each other and to do networking. So if we're talking about interview, it's clear how to prepare interview. So as I think, like, right, as usually. And as you said, I think, I just want to have your confirmation about that. So for candidates, it's important to build like relationships of trust with recruiter and agency, because if it's not this role, so they can be considered for other role. So it's mean that they need to be transparent about their experience, about their needs, motivations, all that, or you need really to prepare interview as if you are going to the company.
Well, I think, of course, agency, that interviewing, that's the crucial stage of any interaction between recruiter and job seeker. And you need to be very well prepared, very well equipped, train your presentation skills, be able to sell your experience and your achievements and whatever. We should be very mindful of the fact that even if we do not fit this particular role, we need to think and to see wider. So use your every connection with the recruiter as the open window to establish great relationships between you and recruiter. And this is a very important thing. Being able to think in a long-term perspective, it's really important for you, for recruiters, and very beneficial for mutual relationships. So don't be afraid to, let's say, even to lose or to fail in the interview stage. Anyway, it might be just the very first step, and we'll definitely have another step if you share the whole information with the recruiter, saying, guys, ideally, I want that, and that. My criteria, my experience, my way of thinking, and you share all information with the recruiter. For them, it would be really beneficial to have the whole picture, big picture. And in case you do not fit this particular role or project, you will be approached next time. If you shared enough information, and if you manage to capture and to set up right, to establish great relationships with your counterpart.
And to sell yourself that you
Of
could
course.
be a valuable candidate for companies, right? And how to prepare this second type of meeting when it's just like to do networking, what you would advise to prepare?
To be
You said
prepared
about
for interview.
self-presentation.
Yes.
Not for specific role, but if I could arrange a meeting with recruiter just to present myself, what I need to prepare to be sure that everything will be right.
Well, you need to be prepared to discuss your background, your major skills, your career goals, your network as well, your knowledge in different areas. It's important to understand that the first screening interview will most likely last just 30 minutes, not more, because all recruiters, they are quite, they do have their internal KPIs. So the very first screening calls may be around 20-30 minutes, not just because they are not interested in you, just because they do not have enough time to make all screening calls that they schedule for today. So keeping that in mind, that you are limited in your time, in your timing, you need to be very precise, very well prepared to explain your motivation part, to explain your background, and to give some insights for your future cooperation. So I think being well prepared, that's crucial for when you are limited and when you are stressed. Just be very well prepared, and that will be paid off.
Yes, I had one experience in my recruiter's life with one candidate who started explaining his career path from his first job. And he has 20 years of experience. And me, after 20 minutes, I thought, oh my God, it will finish never. So that's why I share
Exactly.
absolutely what you have said. And also, I think one important point that the question of salary can be raised, and it's a first question. If normally during this first qualification interview or interview already for precise position, this question is asked by recruiters in recruitment agencies. And second question, how to approach it on the best way?
Well, I think in most cases, you will be asked about your salary expectations. You will be asked by recruiters in the very end of your confrontation, of your conversation with the recruiter. So be prepared to that. Salary may be a very sensitive topic. Okay, we all know about that. So it's really important to be transparent, to share your current salary or maybe previous one. But when you are transparent enough, it creates a trust between you and recruiter. So I won't suggest you to hide anything. So be transparent enough, share your vision of your salaries, use enough arguments to show your salary expectations for the new role. but it's important to have this kind of a trust between you and your partner, so they can then be your ambassadors in managing these salaries conversations in the later on steps.
Okay, and what is your vision about, for example, if my current salary is X and I want to change a company, how much do you think usually companies adding to candidates in percentage, or it's not all the time, for example, for me, I can, or it's better to communicate just my current salary or already, because everyone wants to gain money, thanks to change of job. So how to stay in this logical and normal range and not to tell something that is over expected on the market?
Yes, that's clear. Your question is quite clear, and this is one of the most common question that I ever had previously regarding salary expectations. First, again, be transparent about your current salary expectation. Then, I would also suggest to make some kind of research about industry standards within this particular role. Okay, this is also might be interesting to have when you're leading these conversations. Another suggestion I would have, I would give you, to be quite flexible and open to negotiation. So you need to ensure recruiters that you are quite agile if it comes to the final salaries expectation. You can hear their recommendations as well. You can also ask agencies what they consider to be as a benchmark for this particular role, for this particular country, location, etc. This is also might be beneficial for you. And also consider the total compensation package, not just fixed salary, because sometimes, in most cases, we do not we are not stick to just fixed salary. We may also take into consideration benefits, insensitive, bonus system, and whatever. So, which makes your total remuneration. Coming back to your questions, which increase you should consider when you changing your roles? I would consider to not exceed 30%, which seems to me extremely higher in general. Of course, everything depends on specific location, specific situation, but in general, I would suggest to think about 15-20% plus. But when I worked as a talent acquisition partner within my previous mission, I do remember some cases when we were able to propose even 50% of increase. It depends on the specific situation. Do we have enough candidates to consider, or is there a lack or shortage of candidates? What unique what unique proposition this candidate can bring to the table? So all these things might happen, but the average, I would say, the average increase would be around 15-20%.
Yeah, but thank you for this insight, because I think that it's super important that you said that during the interview with a recruiter from recruitment agencies, it's totally okay to ask them, to sell my current salary, for example, is like that. Here is my package. And what do you think? What you can recommend me? And as it's not like recruiters from the company who are really, know, not usually, but I think that in majority of cases, they want to do best negotiations with candidates. Recruitment agency, they are more like third part. So that's why they can bring these insights, and because they are interested in that you can have this job and to finally to accept the proposal that company will make you. So that's why it's and I think that majority of candidates are afraid, as you said, because salary, it's like sensitive questions to ask this kind of questions, but it's a good practice to do. And I think that last questions, or maybe before last questions, about coming back to this topic of relationships and networking. So, for example, we had with you interview, or we had this like networking meeting, and then how often I can contact you, how for you personally, you can you advise approach it, in order for recruiters not to think that I'm someone who is writing every 3 days, because also, for candidates, sometimes time can go slower than for recruiters. And for candidate, 1 month, it can be, I'm looking for a job 1 month. And for recruiters, it was like, and they thought as if they spoke with candidate yesterday.
Well, of course, building a good relationships with your recruitment partner, that's the crucial point, and the crucial key success. So how to measure, how to balance, and what is the best approach, just to not push too much? Okay, I would suggest first to reach out to the right person in the agency, either through LinkedIn or directly through agency website. Then get into contact with this person, have a meeting, personal or via Zoom or Teams or whatever, and then just manage their expectations as well, saying, is it okay for you if we can catch up on a regular basis, like one time per 2 weeks, per 3 weeks? I don't want to to put pressure on you. Is that okay for you? Is that something that you feel comfortable for yourself? So I would suggest first to establish the right expectations, and then not to be so pushing, of course. Personally, I think one times per 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's enough. And then you can choose your channel of communications. In most cases, it will be via LinkedIn messaging or emails, or sometimes recruiter will share the personal phone number with you. That might be a case, of course. So it depends, but I would suggest to be very sensitive to this topic, because these are all things of creating the best mutually beneficial relationships between you and your recruitment partner.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like this idea again about partnership, that its initiative can go also from candidate, and not only to say, okay, and what are next step, but to suggest something particular, and it will help, as you said, to set up expectations, rules, right? And to feel both comfortable in the communication. Okay, and the last question is, I don't know if you think that maybe I didn't ask something that I should ask, that you thought is really important for people to know about recruitment agencies, or you believe that we really covered all topics?
I think we have covered most crucial ones. Maybe one more thing that I wanted to add is that some job seekers may think that recruitment agency are paid by those who are seeking for a job. This is not true at all. So our clients are companies, employers who seek for the best, for the right talent, for the best talent in the market. So it means that we don't require any payments from those who are in the active search. Be very mindful of this fact, because there are some agencies or independent recruiters or whatever that can ask some fees, and this is not the case with the recruitment agency. We are absolutely free of charge. We can provide you with some guidance and some market shares, and we will invoice in success case. We will invoice it to the client, who will propose you the job offer in the very final stage. But we don't ask any prepayments or whatever from candidates. That's maybe the last thing that
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight.
Yeah, because it can create conflict of interests, right? That if agency take money from candidate and from company, and then they can suggest not right candidate to the company because they took this money. Yeah, but
Exactly.
sometimes I have this kind of mails as a recruiter on my mailbox saying that I'm representative of the person who is this role, and I want to know if you're interested or not. For me, it doesn't work, because for me it's super strange that person is not ready to approach directly, as if, I don't know, but me usually I don't answer on this kind of
Yes, and you're
requests.
doing right.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much, Inna, for this super interesting and insightful conversation. And thank you for taking time to come and to share all in your.
All pleasure was mine.